Hey there, what's going on guys? Today let's check out 5 seeds for Minecraft 1.17 on Minecraft Java Edition. These seeds do not work for Minecraft Bedrock Edition and they're only for Minecraft Java Edition. For coordinates and information for the seeds shown in this video, there's a link in the description to a blog post on my website with all of that information. Alright, let's get started. Let's get started with this first seed that spawned me right next to this little hill area. Some really cool terrain generation right at spawn. Near spawn, you can find a village. Right through the middle of the village is a ravine. Check out this floating light post and these floating flower beds. The village path is at the bottom of the ravine. This is also a blacksmith village. Here is the loot I found in the blacksmith. Right near the village, you can find a pillager outpost. The outpost generates with 4 tents, 5 cages, a set of scarecrow targets, and a log collection. At the top of the outpost, I found this loot. In a desert biome that's close to spawn, I found this desert temple. I mean, clearly it's almost fully buried. You can see the opening for it just peeking out of the desert sand. This is the loot I found in the first chest, the second chest, the third chest, and the final desert temple chest. Finally, right near the desert temple, you can find a village. I mean, it's just a small desert village, not too exciting really, but I thought this building on top of a desert hill was pretty cool at least. So this seed has a blacksmith ravine village near spawn, and some pretty cool world generation at spawn. Here is a seed with a Badlands biome right at spawn. It happens to be a Badlands plateau, so you get some trees at spawn for you too. I'm going to explore around the whole mesa, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible. First is this Shattered Savanna. Obviously, this is one of the more interesting looking biomes in Minecraft to look at. Next is this village. It's a desert village, with some of it being in the plains, river, and forest. There's a blacksmith here with this loot. Next is the Buried Desert Temple. This is a loot in the first chest, second chest, third chest, and fourth chest. And now we have another desert temple. Here is the loot in the first chest, second chest, third chest, and final chest. Next we have this desert village. It's got a buried ruined portal that generates in the village. Aside from that, it's just a standard desert village. And now we have another buried desert temple, and the loot in the first chest, second chest, third chest, and final chest. Next, we have this village with some really cool generation. This is a double blacksmith village. Here is the loot I found in the first one, and here is the loot I found in the second blacksmith. Super close to that village is a ruined portal that is buried. Digging around, I found this chest with some loot. Now we've got our final desert temple. This is the loot in the first chest, the second chest, the third chest, and the fourth chest. And next up, we have a ruined portal. This one actually is in the mesa. This is the loot here. And our second to last location is this village. It's a small desert village on the edge of the mesa, with a big cave entrance in the middle of it. And it's close to an eroded badlands. And finally, the last location I want to show you is this pillager outpost. It completes the trip around the mesa. This is the loot I found at the top of it. So this is a great seed for those looking for a mesa at spawn, and maybe for those looking to get some loot too. Next up, we have this seed which has a village at spawn. Check out the size of this village. It's absolutely massive. Tons of buildings to explore, including 3 separate church buildings. The village generates in an awesome location too. There are some really cool looking mountains here around the plains. This could be an awesome building location. There's also another village close to spawn too. This one is another decent size, and it's a double blacksmith village. This is the loot in the first blacksmith, and this is the loot in the second blacksmith. And there's a taiga village pretty close to spawn too. Another decent sized village, I'd say. There's a big ravine right near the village. This is also a double blacksmith, with them being right across from each other. This is the loot in the first one, and this is the loot in the second one. So not as much loot as the previous seed, but the quality of this loot is pretty awesome. But of course, that village at spawn makes this seed worth checking out, especially if you're looking for a cool spawn building location. Now let's check out this Jungle Island seed. I actually featured this on both my TikTok and YouTube Shorts channel if you want to check those out. This seed was originally posted to Reddit by Plebeian. Aside from just being a jungle island, which is awesome in itself, it's also a bamboo jungle. On the island we have a jungle temple. Inside of the hidden chest there is this loot, and inside of the other chest there is this loot. There are pandas on the island too. If you travel through the ocean, you can find this ocean monument. It's just over 300 blocks away from the island. It generates near another island. If you travel to the mainland, you can find this really cool location, obviously with a jungle temple and ruined portal here. This is the loot I found in the portal chest, and here's the loot in the first temple chest and the second temple chest. Of course, that jungle temple island is what makes this seed so special. Finally, to finish off this video, we're ending off with this seed with a village at spawn. The village generates partly inside of a dark forest. It's a blacksmith village, and the blacksmith has this loot. Inside of the dark forest, you can find this mansion. On screen, you can see the coordinates to the front entrance of the mansion. On the middle floor of the mansion, I found this arena room. It has this loot on the top section of it. The top floor has 8 rooms, including another arena room. This one has this loot. I mostly wanted to show this mansion because there's a pillager outpost right next to it. The outpost and mansion just look like they're meant to be next to each other. The outpost generates with 2 cages and a tent. This is the loot I found at the top of the outpost. If you continue on traveling west, you can find another village. This one is generated in a tiny plains location surrounded by a dark forest. It's a blacksmith village, and the blacksmith has this loot. And going southwest brings you to our last location, a pillager outpost. It generates with a bunch of scarecrow targets and a tent. This is the loot I found at the top of the outpost. As I said though, the pillager outpost mansion is why I really wanted to share this seed with you all. Well, there you have 5 seeds that are working for Minecraft 1.17 on Java Edition. If you have TikTok, you should definitely go check mine out. Also, definitely check out my blog for all of the coordinates locations shown in this video. In the comments, feel free to share some seeds and information about them for people to check out. If you want to help me out, feel free to leave a like. And for more Minecraft videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for all of my future videos. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out of here. See ya.